Okay, North Road here from the area near my stealth camp in Weedville, Pennsylvania. This is the valley where there's no phone reception, so it's been a couple of days since I've updated my channel or been able to answer any comments. I found a pretty good spot for my stealth camp. It's right in this area. It's a very small town, as you can see. I doubt if the camera actually does it justice. The water is as clear as glass. Really beautiful around here. This is called the Kersey Run. This is next to a senior living center, you know, like a home for seniors. And obviously this area is kind of a sportsman's paradise, so as they call it. See that? It's like as clear as glass. And they had, these are for fishing rods. I personally do not fish. I mean, if I had to, obviously I would, but I think fishing is, I'm sure it must be relaxing to people that like it, but it's kind of cool. But that little green, fluorescent green looking place, that's the cute little weed house. I don't think they actually sell real pot, real marijuana, but I believe they sell perhaps, you know, all of the paraphernalia that goes with it. And I think they might have some hemp oil and CBD oil, things like that. The reason is because they haven't really legalized it for recreational use in Pennsylvania, although it's on its way, just like it is everywhere else. I mean, New York has legalized it. Right north of us, you go up to Olean, and you can go to, that's probably around 70 miles north of here, Olean, New York. You can buy it there for recreational use. I think it's so archaic and stupid and behind times to keep pot some sort of a classified drug to where you get in trouble for possessing it for recreational use. It's just so stupid. Yeah, well, anyway. It's a beautiful area. And like I said, I doubt if the camera is really going to do it justice. But we had a storm here yesterday. There's two reasons why I wanted to stay. The first reason was because I was tired. You know, my body needed a little rest. I could have walked on to Penfield, which is the next area that has any access to water or electricity or a little warmth or some snacks. Very small town, but at least it has something. Between here and there is nothing. And I was tired, and I knew that this ice storm was coming. So I stayed here, found a good spot to camp, real close to that Kersey Run creek. Pretty little location. I had to build up some blinds around it to make sure nobody noticed me, because it's close to the road. I mean, I could easily be noticed if I didn't build up some blinds. And I stayed there, I battened down the hatches, and I weathered the storm. I was a little worried for a minute yesterday because ice started to accumulate on my tarp above my tent, which I had. It's still actually up. Everything is tied to my backpack except for my tarp. And the places where the ropes are tied to the trees, like they're kind of like got ice on it. So I hope I don't have to, but I might have to cut my rope where I have it tied to the trees, which I don't like that because you lose rope. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Everything's going well. I just haven't been able to update, upload, or answer or say any hellos in my comments. I haven't even been able to send a text message here because it's in a dead zone, which I can't figure out because that's a tower. It's a cell phone tower, clearly. But my cell phone will not ping off of that darn thing, and I don't know why. It must be, I think I have, I'm not sure, but it might be like AT&T. My sister pays for this. I don't pay for this. I'm on my sister's plan. And she actually sent me this phone a couple years ago in the mail. The phone's getting out of date, you know what I mean? Sooner or later, it's going to go completely. But, yeah, this is Weedville. It's actually very beautiful around here. And right over down there, that's the little weed shop they call it. I don't think they actually have real pot, but they probably got pot derivatives and oils, things that can pass. They probably got some synthetic pot. I don't know what they call it, but you can smoke it and it gives you a very similar effect. And it just hasn't been classified yet. It's a way for manufacturers of those type of products to fly under the radar and give you a pot high without actually being classified. I think they have some of that stuff. They got it in the gas stations. At least one gas station I know of in DuBois. I tried it once. I was surprised. It actually gave me a pretty strong high. But it wasn't as psychedelic and as the real McCoy. It felt a little medicinal, like medication kind of effect. I didn't like it as much as the real. I'm not really that much into pot anymore anyway. I'm kind of bored with it. And really doesn't do me a lot of good, except for once in a great while. Once in a great while, I can, I don't know, attain a little more mental latitude, and I can have a small little breakthrough with, you know, putting the syntax of words that are like the raw materials for a higher plateau of enlightenment. You know what I mean? Words lead to those higher plateaus, and they're like raw materials that help get you there. And when I smoke a little pot, occasionally, not always, if I do it all the time it doesn't work, but occasionally I can have a breakthrough, and I can use the words that come through this breakthrough as the raw materials that kind of lead me to the higher plateau of enlightenment. And that is true. This is kind of like Norman Rockwell, isn't it? Caruso's. That's cool. All right. Well, it looks like a Norman Rockwell kind of painting around here today because of the ice storm. It's got to be a bitch for me to kind of get up and go and put on my big 60-pound backpack and start hiking. But I've got to make it to the next place, and that's Penfield. It's, I think, 10 miles south of here. It could be a little further than that. But I did good to get here. Well, anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling more optimistic than I was the last couple of days. I was feeling pretty edgy, and yeah, I wasn't very, very happy. I'm going to go to the Family Dollar, I think it is, and I need to grab myself a little water and relax and enjoy a walk and just get some fresh air and try to get some positive energy going, you know. That's what I'm putting into the universe. Well, hello there, doggy. I think there's too many dogs. Sorry, man. Sorry, dog lovers, but God, those things drive you crazy after a while. You can't walk 10 feet without a dog barking at you like you're doing something wrong. And some of them are dangerous, and the owners can be extremely irresponsible. And there's just so many of them. All right, well, I'm going to head to the dollar store, and I hope today unfolds before me into a higher plateau of enlightenment. As I said, Noah Road. Over and out for now.